Hey, what's up? Here's another walk and talk. I am joined by a special guest, in case you couldn't see. Joe McLeod asks, how did me and Shelly meet? And I thought, you know what better person to bring in than originally the co-founder of the website we had first met on, but then that person wasn't available, so I figured let's bring my wife in, and she can tell this wonderful story that all men out there will envy of how slick I was.
So what originally happened is both he and I were on a dating website, and it would tell you when someone had looked at your profile, and he kept looking at mine. And at first I'm looking and I'm thinking, well, this will never work. He's got on his death metal shirt and he looks like a biker, and you know, basically I love horror stuff, and he's holding a book with like a bloody corpse face thing on it, and I'm like, well, we already have nothing in common. But he kept looking at my profile like every day. So finally one day I just sent him a message and said, so are you ever actually going to say anything, or are you just going to keep stalking my profile? To which he like somehow stuttered in a message online that he typed.
I wasn't expecting that. And
we talked for a little bit, chatted online, and we were going to go out, and he was like, let me look at something, and I'll get back with you with a date, you know, a couple dates. And I was like, okay. Well, he never got back with me, but then he kept checking out my profile. So I said something else to him, kind of snarky, and then he apologized, and we agreed to go on a date. And the day of the date came, and I really didn't want to go. I was tired, and I was home, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go. We were meeting in St. Augustine, which was a halfway point between where he was living and where I was living. About a 45-minute drive. It ended up being rainy weather. Traffic was horrible, but I got dressed to go, and he ended up getting there like 2 hours early.
You were late.
Yes, but you were 2 hours early, and I was like an hour late. So there was 3 hours. He's sitting at the restaurant in the parking lot waiting for me. And he asked me, where do you know, is there any kind of food you don't like? And I said, I don't eat sushi, and I'm not a fan of seafood. So he told me that we were going to this great Italian place he knew. And when we got there, he realized it was a seafood place, not an Italian place. So we went on this date that I didn't want to go on, to a guy who really I shouldn't have given a second chance to once he blew me off online once, to a seafood place, the one thing I didn't want, and we had our first date, and pretty much we've been together ever since. So we met by a bunch of bad experiences that turned out to be a very great experience. Yeah.
And I was a complete idiot the whole night.
He was.
I said dumb things.
He kept trying to impress me by how many women he dated.
I'm not sure what I was thinking.
I don't either. But apparently, I didn't know this. Maybe this is why I was single for so long. Is I guess as a woman, you're supposed to do the whole ha ha ha, giggle and laugh and make him think he's wonderful. And that's not me. So I was kind of smart alecky, and you know, he would try to be super witty and charming, but then I would be more witty and everything.
Well, we went out for ice cream.
We did.
After the Italian restaurant. And I had just done a book signing a couple of nights before, so I had like a whole stack of singles from the book signing. So when I paid, I take this big wad of cash out, and I say something about, well, you know, the being a stripper.
Worst thing about being a stripper is all the singles.
Right.
To which I said, really, I only get 5s and 10s.
And the guy who was waiting on us, he kind of smiled when I said mine, but when she said it, he laughed. And I thought, oh, all right, she's not going to laugh at all my dumb jokes.
So anyway, apparently it worked. And here we are. So that is the story.
Yep.
Of how we met online. Him being the chicken, me calling him out for it. And it turned into this beautiful, beautiful love story.
So pretty good. So thanks for the question. If anybody else has any questions about writing, about personal stuff, about food, whatever, just armandrosamilia@gmail.com, or drop it on the YouTube or on the Patreon pages.
Thanks, John. Thanks for including me. Hope you're doing well.
You want to show her the dog real quick?
Oh, I'm babysitting a dog right now. Flip the camera. Or you want to just pick her up?
Pick her up.
I'm babysitting. This is baby Alice. Baby Alice doesn't know what to think about this, but she's super sweet and she's 3 months old and she's ready to get down.
All right. Thanks for the question.